You know that feeling when a small act of kindness just completely changes your whole day? That's what we're diving into today. We're going to explore that really powerful feeling, the incredible impact of helping others and building a community that actually supports each other. So let's get right into it.
This quote, wow, it just hits the nail on the head, doesn't it? There's this deep, personal satisfaction you get from giving. It's a feeling that kind of warms you from the inside out. And really, it's about so much more than just the action itself, you know? It's all about that connection.
So, speaking of meals, let's start right there. It's one of the most basic, fundamental ways we connect with and help each other, right? Sharing food. It sounds so simple, but it has such a huge impact. Okay, so a place you might see this a lot is a soup kitchen. And what is that exactly? Well, it's pretty straightforward. It's a place where volunteers cook and serve free food to people who just don't have enough money to feed themselves. It's a super simple concept, but it's got a massive heart.
But here's the thing. A meal is never just about the food. It's so much more than that. It's about that feeling of comfort and even hope. Think about it. It's the warmth of a hot bowl of soup on a really cold day. It's that feeling of community you get, sitting with other people and just knowing you're not alone. It's like a serving of hope.
And this quote just says it all. A delicious hot meal can really bolster their spirits. And what does that mean, to bolster their spirits? It just means it lifts them up, you know? It improves their mood and maybe gives them just a little bit of strength to face whatever's coming next.
Okay, so we've talked about the impact on the person receiving help, but what about the person giving the help? What's in it for them? Let's talk about the rewards of giving and why it feels like such a core part of, well, being human. And what's so cool about this is that helping really goes both ways. It's not just a one-way street. Yeah, it brings joy to the person receiving, but it brings joy to the giver too. And beyond that, it builds real relationships and trust. It teaches us all a bit more about kindness and understanding. And it creates this amazing positive cycle of goodness that just keeps going.
When you really boil it down, it's about that feeling, isn't it? That feeling that you're contributing to something positive. Even if it feels like a really small thing, you're adding some good to the world.
And here's someone putting that exact feeling into words. I feel like I'm really making a difference in some small way. That idea of making a difference, it's just so powerful. It's knowing that you're helping, that what you're doing actually matters. And that is an absolutely incredible feeling.
All right, like with anything, there's a certain language that goes along with this topic. So let's explore some of the common words and phrases we use when we talk about helping people and the challenges they might be facing. Let's call it the language of kindness.
Okay, first up is a really common one you've probably heard: to make ends meet. What does that mean? Well, think of it like this. Your income is one end of a rope, and all your bills and expenses are the other end. If you have enough money to bring those two ends together, well, you're making ends meet.
So following that idea, when someone is struggling to make ends meet, it just means that rope isn't long enough. Their essential expenses, we're talking basic stuff like food and housing, are more than the money they have coming in.
Here's another one: fallen on hard times. This phrase is all about a change in situation. It's for when someone goes from being pretty comfortable to a place where life is suddenly really, really difficult. It's a good reminder that, stuff happens, and anyone can face these kinds of challenges.
Okay, let's compare two terms that might seem similar: less fortunate and needy. So less fortunate is kind of a softer way of putting it. It describes people who've had less luck, or money, or opportunities than other folks. Needy, on the other hand, is a lot more direct. It's usually talking about someone who needs something right now, like help, money, or food.
So what do we do when we see a need? We pitch in. I love this phrase. It's super casual and common, and it just means to help out or contribute to a group effort. It's all about everybody doing their little part to get something big done together.
And the quality behind all of this? It's generosity. Being generous. A generous person is just someone who is willing to give their time or their money or just their kindness, and they do it freely. They're not looking for anything back in return.
All right, so we've got the language down. Now let's get practical. How can we all pitch in? Let's talk about some simple, everyday ways to help out.
And here's probably the most important thing to remember. You don't need to make some huge, grand gesture. That's not what it's about. Kindness really starts with the simple actions we can take every single day.
So where can you start? Well, here are 4 really great places. First, you can help your family. You can support your friends. You could assist a stranger you meet on the street. Or you could serve your community. See? It can be something as simple as just being there for someone. Every little bit really does help.
And all of this brings us to the final big picture idea.
Because every single small act of kindness doesn't just stop there. It contributes to something much, much bigger, what we can call a cycle of goodness.
Think of it like a ripple in a pond. When we help someone, or we're kind to them, that good feeling doesn't just vanish. It inspires them. And very often, they're inspired to help another person in return. It creates this amazing chain reaction of kindness.
And look, this is what those ripples build. A happy community is built on these things. It's built on a whole lot of kindness, a good dose of respect, and a solid foundation of support. These are the things that make a community strong and, well, a good place to be for everybody.
So at the end of the day, this is what I want you to take away from all this. Every single act, no matter how small you think it is, adds to a kinder, better world for everyone. Nothing is wasted. It all contributes to this bigger wave of good.
And that really leaves us with just one final thought. Every single one of us has the power to start one of those positive chain reactions. We all do. So the only question left to ask is, what ripple will you start?